Testing, testing, testing. Hello guys, welcome to the stream, and I hope you guys are having a great day. Looks like today's going to be a bit more of a quiet one, and as I mentioned to everyone, today we'll be looking at Cambridge IGCSE March 2025 paper 2. Now last time I did paper 1, it was pretty much still without much of my equipment, so today I'm hoping to actually make it useful and now, so without further ado, let's get to it. I'm gonna move my mainstream up. Now I'm gonna stop my music. And now we should be good. I hope that everyone can see the screen. If you guys cannot see, please do let me know and I'll try my best to fix it. Now give me a minute before while I try to monitor my own stream on my other devices, and I'll be with you shortly. Alright, so we are going to continue on with our with program. Today we're looking at Cambridge IGCSE paper 2, and we're definitely going to be trying to see how we actually do on, well, one is time as well as accuracy. and this is paper 2, so it's quite normal to what you've actually seen, what we have actually done in previous papers, as well as some question. You might see some familiar patterns that you may encounter with IGCSE, with past IGCSE papers. So paper 2, answer all questions, use a dark black or dark blue pen. I have a dark blue pen over here. You may use any a HP pencil for any diagrams or graphs. Write your name, center number, and candidate number. I do not write answer. Do not use an eraser pen or correction fluid. Do not write any barcodes. And for the purpose of pi, use calculator 3.142. Now, for me, I like to still use 3 decimal figures regardless in whatever cases, but except for angle, so we'll be going with that. Now, the formulas are given above here. And without further ado, let's get to it. Alright, so first question. The diagram shows a circle with center O and radius of 5 cm. The point A lies on the circle. The point B is such that AB is a tangent to the circle. So immediately we know this is 90 degrees, 90 degrees, and this is 5. OB has a length of 13. Find angle AOB, giving your answer in radius. Now, I've done a lot of, perhaps way too many Pythagoras theorems. So I do know that the length of AB, I'm just going to write it over here very quickly. AB is actually going to be 12 cm, and that's because I know the Pythagoras formula just a little bit too well. So just to prove it over here, AB equals to 13 square minus 5 square, which equals to 169 minus 25, which gives me 144 and 12 cm. Now AOB, to calculate angle, it's going to be very easy. This is the hypotenuse. This is the adjacent angle. So the best one would be cos AOB equals to 5 over 13. AOB is cos inverse 5 over 13, and that gives me, oh, 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 whoops, okay. Strange thing happened there. What happened exactly, I am not entirely sure, but we'll see. Okay, AB equals cm, so cos AB AOB equals to 5 over 12. AOB equals to cos inverse 5 over 13, sorry, 5 over 13. That means AOB equals to, gonna press calculator here. This gives me 1.176 radians. 1.176 radians. So the first marks usually should be given to the 5 over 13 and the final mark. This should be a M1 A1 mark. And now we're gonna look at next question, which is find the perimeter of the shaded region. Now, let's call this point X, and OX is going to be 5 cm. OX is going to be 5 cm. That means OBXB in this case is going equals to 13 minus 5, which is going to be 8 cm. Secondly, AB, as I mentioned, is going to be 13 square minus 5 square, which is 169 minus 25 equals to 144 equals to 12 cm. Finally, we need to find the angle of arc, or AX in this case. AX is going to equals R theta, which is going to be 5 times 1.176. Let's just quickly do it. Times 5, giving me 5.880. 5.880 cm. So the perimeter is going to be 12 plus 5.88 plus 8 equaling to 25.88 cm. Next question. Find the area of the shaded region. Now the area of shaded region, we're going to use the same idea. In this case, this is a common question that we see in IGCSE. We're going to use the area of triangle minus sector area to get shaded region. For the triangle, we could in theory use half AB sine C, but I see an easy method. Triangle equals to half 5 times 12. And the reason is this is a 90 degrees. This is a right angle triangle with a 12 and a 5. Because of that, you can take this as a base and this as a height, making this easy pickings at easy 30 centimeter square. Next, sector area. Sector area equals to half 5 square 1.17, half r squared theta, 1.176. So we're gonna 5 divided by 2, giving me 14.70 cm square. This means that shaded region equals to 30 minus 14.7, giving me 15.30 centimeter squared. Now let's just quickly look through this. Make sure we don't get anything wrong. Cos adjacent over hypotenuse, adjacent over hypotenuse. Cos inverse 1.176. XB is going to be 5 minus 8. 30 minus 5 equal 8. 20 and then 25.88. So that's correct. Triangle is 512. And yeah, looks like everything looks Gucci. So let's move on. Now here, keywords, right? I would like to highlight. I'd like to quickly just highlight a few things. And the keyword that I would like to highlight here, of course you should not be highlighting this in exam, is stationary points. I'm just gonna use a light highlight over here, which is the stationary points. And stationary points, for most of you guys, you're thinking, oh, dy, oh, well, that's still completing square. But for the uninitiated, for those of you guys who are watching who are year 10s and year 9s, there's something we call dy dx. And here we have something to note. We have two different units, so we must use u and v. This is a very standard, this is a very easy setup because this is a product rule. And when it's a product rule, we shouldn't need to fear the question too much. And I say too much because we should still take it into account. Now you can move 1 over 2 out and just deal with the 3 minus 2x, x plus 2 squared first. So let's do it. U equals to 3 minus 2x. Actually, if that's the case, I actually don't need to write it. So big 3 minus 2x, u prime equals to negative 2. X is power of 1, bring down. You get negative 2 times 1, 3, differentiate, disappears. V equals to x plus 2 square. V prime equals to 2 times 1, differential of x, x plus 2. Next step, very quickly, dy dx equals to uv prime plus vu prime. Now it's not enough to write the formulas over here. You'll need to actually, excuse me, you need to actually be able to substitute the u prime and v prime into the equations. And v prime, so let's put the first one, 3 minus 2x. So just before that, you'll be thinking, Joe, where's your half? I'm going to put it outside. We can can differentiate the internal parts and then re-expand it. So there's no problem there. So what we're going to get is 3 minus 2x times 2 x plus 2 plus negative 2 x plus 2 square. Close bracket. Now 1 over 2. Now let's rearrange. 2, 3 minus 2x, x plus 2, minus 2, x plus 2 squared. Now you can see that there is a common factor of 2 in both of them, over here and over here. So let's factorize 2 out, right? So we'll get 1 over 2 times 2, 3 minus 2x, x plus 2, minus x plus 2 squared. 2 divided by 2 is 1. And over here, what we're left is 3 minus 2x, x plus 2, minus x plus 2, x plus 2. And I might be getting a little bit too excited here, but it's fine. Because this is probably not as complicated as I'm making it to be, but that's the fun part of it. But no, actually I think I'm on the right track. Yeah. So what you see is we have 2x plus 2 is here. Can factorize them out. X plus 2 bracketed 3 minus 2x minus x times negative in minus 2. This gives me x plus 2 bracketed 1 minus 3x. Now stationary points mean that dy dx equals to 0. This means the x plus 2, 1 minus 3x equals to 0. X plus 2 equals to 0, x equals to negative 2, 1 minus 3x equals to 0, 3x equals to 1, x equals to 1 over 3, giving you the two x coordinates. Next, on the axis, sketch the graphs of dy dx, y equals 1 over 2, 3 minus 2x, x plus 2 squared, stating it as, okay. So a few things to note. First things first, x plus 2 squared. This means that there is a tangent. And this also means that at negative 2, also to take note, negative 2 is your stationary point. Meaning stationary, or sometimes we call this turning point. This is where we have the vertices of the graph. So other point is 2 over 3. So with quickness, let's quickly label a few things first. First, let's label negative 2 and 2 over 3. I may benefit. Also, please do take note, even though over here is 1 over 2, there's a negative 2 here, meaning that x cubed, meaning that when we expand, this means that our a is less than 0. So our graph should look this way. And if I am correct, our points should be negative 2 and 2 over 3. Now, other points to note, y equals to y equals to, when x, we want to find our y-intercept. So y equals to 1 over 2, 3 minus 2 times 0, 0 plus 2 squared. That gives us 3 times 12, 3 times 4, 12, 12 divided by 2, 6. Cross it at 6. Also, noting that we have a stationary point at 1 over 3. means that this point is where it is going. Means we have two station points at 1 over 3 and negative 2. So our graph should look something like this. Oh, okay. Let's see if I can. We'll switch the modes of the graph and just shift it this way, I think. And now why am I doing this is because I want to kind of draw it such that it looks a little bit nicer. Yeah, epic drawing, right? Let's just go down. Hmm. Do I really need a... You know what? I've always told my students to do this, so I'm gonna do it. She's doing this. Actually, that's the second method, which is a bit of a cheat, which is to take this, expand it. Or let's make it a little bit better. I mean, this isn't great. Your curves should be smooth, right? And you should, so labeling them off over here. This is negative 2. This point should be 1 over 3 because it's a stationary point. This is 2 over 3. And this is negative 2. And that should, and this is 6. So you get the graph for 3 marks. You get it for getting x coordinates correct. Negative 2 and 2 over 3. The tangent at negative 2. You get the y-intercept at 6. And since we are advanced students, we should also be able to say that dy dx stationary points is 1 over 3 and negative 2. Next, they would like to find the points where there are 3 real and distinct roots. So they're asking for a line. Where there are wherever you draw that line, right? Wherever you draw that line, you're gonna hit 3 points. So if you want to see, if we move this line anywhere between this point between the x-axis up to this point, right? Up to this point, up to the stationary point, which is very terribly drawn. It should never be like that. As long as you're within this range, right? I'm just gonna delete this. As long as you're within this range, you're gonna hit 3 solutions. This means that we need to find the value of y at this point. We'll need to find the value of y. And how do we do that? We already have the station point being 1 over 3 over here. We're actually going to switch it back to... Please don't delete my stuff. Okay. Then I'll delete my stuff pew. And what we're going to do here is I'm going to relock it. we're going to find when x equals 1 over 3, y equals to what? So y equals to 1 over 2, 3 minus 2 x, x plus 2 square. We're going to need to find what's y. So 1 over 2, 3 minus 2, 1 over 3. 1 over 3 plus 2 square. 3 minus 2, 1 over 3 gives me 7 over 3. And this gives me 7 over 3 squared. So what we get is literally 1 over 2 times 7 over 3 cubed, which I believe is 7 times 7 times 7 is 343 over 27. So this will give me 343 over 54, meaning that this point is 1 over 3, 343 over 54. Meaning that any values between 0 and 1 over 3, 343 be more than 0, technically, because there are only 2 points, up to 343, 54, will always have 3 different values. So therefore, 0, k must be between 0 and 343 over 54. This is a good type of question where it combines stationary points with the finding of with the sketching of graphs and then inequalities. It probably is getting become a more rare common occurrence this year, but we're gonna have to keep a lookout. Next, solve the equation 6x over 3 over 5 plus 1 equals 12x 3 over 5. Oh, okay, so this is, if you guys, for my year 10s, if you're seeing this, you know what I've been telling you. When you see x and then 1 over, you just let x 3 over 5 be y. 6y plus 1 equals to 12 over y. Give me 6y squared plus y equals to 12. 6y squared plus y minus 12 equals to 0. Now, if this doesn't look suspicious, nothing ever does. So I'm just going to quickly hit mode and see if I can solve this at all. 3, 6, 1, negative 12. Okay, it is solvable. I panicked. And now that I've already solved it, I can see why. Right? Give me 3y minus 4, 2y plus 3 equals 0. Y, 3y minus 4 equals 0. Y equals to 4 over 3. 2y equals to 2y plus 3 equals to 0. Y equals to negative 3 over 2. So therefore, x power of 3 over 5 equals to 4 over 3. X equals to 4 over 3 to the power of 5 over 3. Now when you switch it over, brings cube and cube roots over, they switch places, becoming 5 over 3. And we're going to do the same thing to x 3 over 5 equals to negative 3 over 2, which equals to negative 3 over 2 to the power of 5 over 3. Now, let's see the value. And to make my own life easier, I'm going to do something like this. I'm going to use my calculator. I'm going to press calculate. X equals to 4 over 3. I'm pressing my calculator 4 over 3. I'm letting x 5 over 3. Now I'm calculating x 4 over 3. Gives me 1.61. 2 decimal places. Let's just keep it to 2 decimal places. Calculate x is negative 1.5. X equals to negative 1.97. So x equals 1.61. X equals to negative 1.97. At this point, we are question 3 and we're about 20 minutes in. Times are still within acceptable range, but we also could, and especially since the first 3 questions have been pretty hard. So let's keep that up and let's see how it goes, right? Find the number of limiting or 10 players should be chosen from 15. Finally, an easy question to be done. 15C10. 3003. Number of teams that can be chosen. So we have to calculate 3 sisters included plus 3 sisters excluded. If 3 sisters are included, you are left with 12 people to choose from the remaining 7. If the 3 sisters are excluded, you are left with the remaining 12 to choose for 10. So pressing calculator. 66. Oops. 66 plus 792. 858. Now I'm going to stop for a while and just drink a sip of water. My throat is getting itchy. Testing. Alright. Then back. Now a digit is to be formed using the digits 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Digits cannot start with 0. All 6 digits must be different. How many digit numbers can be formed if the 6-digit number is even? Okay. So it's even. Remember, we cannot start with 0. So even is 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. And cannot start with 0. 0 means 1 to 9. That means for 2, 4, 6, 8. So for odd starting numbers, which are 5, which is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. The first number, let's say, is locked. You will have 5 choices at the back. And because 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, for each of them we have 5. So 5 times 5. And since we place 2 of the numbers in at both sides, we are left with 8 to choose for 8p4. For even starting numbers, there is only 2, 4, 6, and 8. So there's 4 choices here. At the back, after you place 2, 4, 6, 8, you still have 0 and whatever number you have placed over there. So you still have 4 choices times 8p4. So what we get is 6 digits, right? So we get 42,000 and 16 is 26,880. Total will be 68,880. 888. Very lucky number. Okay. Alright, so we see a good news where we see that they're not going to ask us plot points, few. But still, this is still not going to be too much to. Oh wait, I'm not as sure that this is always correct. When EY is plotted against x squared, a straight line graph of gradient negative 3 is obtained. So EY equals to negative 3x squared plus c. The line passes through the point 4.30 and 5.85. So when E is 5.85, negative 3, 4.30 square plus c. Okay, so if you want to be a bit careful, you put your square here and then plus c. Because the calculators, depending on your calculators, they may try to play the full line. So very quickly, we're going to press E 5.85. It's going to be 347.234. As I said, I like many decimals. Negative 3, 4.30 square. Negative 55.47 plus C. C equals to 347.234 plus 55.47. Giving me 402.704. Find y in terms of x. So the question is asking us find y in terms of x. So EY equals to negative 3x squared plus c. Plus, well, not c in this case, right? Plus 402.704. Therefore, ln EY equals to ln negative 3x squared plus 402.704. Now you can see I'm putting ln completely in there because you actually have no choice. You actually have to put them together. If not, you will most likely be in trouble. Because if you separate out the, actually it's not really you'll be in trouble. It's when you separate out plus, it'll make them multiply against each other, and plus in this case will mean something you should will, and that will affect your own logic and reasoning. So when ln is added to this side, the entire thing must be bracketed because this is not a multiplication, this is addition. So y equals to ln negative 3x squared plus 402.704. Yeah. Now find the values of x for which y exists. Now this has to bring back that such that ln fx, for ln fx cannot, must be more than 0. So therefore negative 3x squared plus 402.704 must be more than 0. Therefore 3x squared brought over 402.704, it must be less than 3x squared, must be more than 3x squared. In other words, reverse, 3x squared must be less than 402.704. So 402.704 divided by 3, x squared must be less than 134.234. So if I were to draw out the graph, it looks something like this, right? X squared must be less than 134.234, meaning there'll be two values of x and it must be in between. Therefore, what are these two in between values? X equals to square root plus minus of 134.234. And we're going to square root it, equals to plus minus 11.234. 586. So values of x must be between negative 11.586 and 11.586. Now, this will require you to remember what are the special factors of loan. You press loan on your calculators, you will see that it comes up to loan 0 on your calculator, you'll see a mass error. So fx must always, values inside a loan must always be more than 0. Okay, and we reach another differentiation question. Y equals to ln 2x squared plus 1, x plus 2. This is going to be a quotient rule. It's interesting that they're giving out a second differentiation question right after the first one, but I guess that's it. So let's just quickly see what's a little bit ahead of us. We have sine, we have kinematics. Now, is this a good idea to scan it at the last set? Not really. You probably want to do it early and be a bit more aware of some questions, and so that. But I would say that there's no big differentiation question, and there are only like 3 kinematics. This makes things a little bit interesting. And if I were you at this point, I would actually go for a question which I could probably solve, which will be question 10, I believe, the binomials. And this is a 10 marks question, which means that this is going to at least give you at least 5 marks at least. But I'm going to be sticking on this. We're going to try and go through it slowly, and I hope, and if we are able to, you guys are able to solve this. What am I saying? Right? I'm just now word salad. So I'm going to go through. You know what? Let's do a bit of a change of pace. I'm going to do a few questions that maybe the year 10s are a bit more familiar with. Which there are a lot of trigonometries and there are a lot of binomials. So let's go binomials first. Okay, this is kinda evil, right? So they have x power 4, but maybe, just maybe, it's not as evil as it looks like. Not as evil, right? But just maybe. So let's just quickly underline this, which we want x power 4, x power 3, and x power 2. Now, something tells me that something is very fishy about this. So let's just quickly expand them out. Ax minus 2 power 4 equals to a power 4, x power 4, plus down my way, x power 4 plus 4 a power 3 x power 3 negative 2. Let's just make it in one row for now, and then I'll do the mix and match in a while. Therefore, plus 6a square x square times 4 plus 4ax times negative 8 plus 16. So this will equal to a power 4 x power 4 minus 8 a cubed x cubed plus 24 a square x square minus 32 ax plus 6. Now here, why it's very important that you do not panic when you're writing out this question. It's very easy to see that you have very big expansions here and just to freeze and then cry about your life. But this is not time to cry about your life. This is time to step up and to be brave and to do what we need to do. Now a power 4 x 4. So we expand them one by one. A power x minus 2 power 4 gives you this. Now 1 plus bx over x to power 3 equals to 1 plus 3bx plus 3b squared x squared plus, oh, sorry, no, correct, plus b cubed x cubed. So now let's start the mix and match, right? A power 4 x power 4. And let's only take, because it's going up to x power 2, we probably do not need to bring anything more than x power 2. So therefore a squared x squared. Then we have 1 with 3b over x, 3b squared over x squared, and b cubed over x cubed. Even actually b cubed over x cubed also makes no sense. Now, how does this connect? If we take the blue lines to indicate for the x power 4, there's only one, which is times equals to a power of 4 x4. However, x cubed is interesting because we have a power 4 times 3b, which equals to 3b times a power of 4. This is b by the way, not 6. X power 3. We also have negative 8. Best to use a different color for this. Minus 8 a cubed x cubed. And next, for the last one, we have going to use. I'm gonna use something, probably something darker here. We have for this one, a power 4, x power 4 times x squared. We also have negative 8 a cubed x cubed times multiplied by 3b over x, and then for a squared x squared times 1. So this gives us 3b squared a power 4 minus 8 a cubed b plus 24 a squared. Now you must be very careful that you do not make a mistake with your symbols, because any mistake will cost you your chances at scoring good marks. And so a power 4 x power 4, correct, multiplied correct, negative 8 minus 8, and then times 3b a power 4. Okay, so first things first, a power 4 equals to 81. A equals to square root of 81, which is going to be 4. But if you know your times table, a equals to 3, because 81 is 9 squared, and 9 squared is 9 is 3 squared, so 3 power 4 is 81. So a equals to 3. 3a4b minus 8a3 equals to 999. Remember, this 81 minus 827 equals to 999. 243b equals to 999. 27 times 8, 4/5 of 270. 216. It's given that they are all positive integers. So that also, but in positive integers works for a because a can only be 3 and not negative for child 3. Now, let's just see if this is correct. and it is b equals to 1215 divided by 243, which gives me 5. And that means for the final equation, c equals to 5 squared times 81 minus 27 times 5. Oh, golly me. I nearly been able to. Negative 3, 8 times negative 3 times negative 8 times negative 3. This should be negative 24. 24 times 27 times 5 plus 24 a square plus 24 times 9. So for this one, you're lazy, just press calculator. 3 times, excuse me, that's 25 times 81 minus 24 times 27 times 5 plus 24 times 9. And this gives me 3051, I believe. Which is a very solid way of scoring 10 marks. And if you can score this, you actually take a lot of pressure off your own answers. So let's come over to this question. Sine theta tangent square theta. Or maybe let's do the simpler cotangent over at the bottom. Just making sure it's only ABC. Yep. Cotangent y1 plus 1.5. 1.5 is about nearly entirety of a quadrant. So we need to be a bit careful. So very quickly, the range is 0. Not sure why there's a drift. 6. So if it's y1 plus 5, our answers over here should be between 7.5 and 1.5. For your reference, 90 degrees is about 1.57. So this tells me that I'm looking at about quadrant 2 to about quadrant 7.5 is about 1.5, 6.2. It's about quadrant 1 plus 2 pi. And we're dealing with cotangent, which means and a positive angle. So we're looking at tangent, which is 1 and 3, as well as non-tangent 1 and 3, and probably an additional revolution through the curve. But if you can see that 1 is y, it's y, right? So this means that there's probably only two possible values. Give or take one. Give or take one. So cotangent y plus 1.5 equals to 3. 1 over tangent y plus 1.5 equals to 3. Tangent 1 plus 1.5 equals to 3. Acute angle equals to tangent inverse, 1 over 3. 1 over 3. This gives me an acute angle of 0.321. Okay, so this tells me that it's definitely not in. Now, usually quadrant 1 and 3 is our range. But as you can see, 0.321 is not within our minimum range. So, y plus 1.5. I'm still going to put 0.321 for reference. And then this is going to be pi plus 0.321 And then I'm going to do 2 pi plus 0.321. Excuse me. So we get 0.321, which we're going to reject. 3.463 and 6.604. 6.605, sorry. Therefore, y equals to 3.463 minus 1.5, 6.605 minus 1.5. I'm just going to do this that way, 1.963, 4.5, 4.1, 4, sorry, 5.1, 5.105. And that gives you a very easy trigonometric answer. So if you face certain question and you feel that you can score binomials, it's always a good choice to go for them. Binomials are pretty straightforward and they can give you marks, and this type of calculating tangents is also not as hard as sometimes it looks, as how it may sometimes look. Oh, alright. 1 plus sine theta tangent square theta 1 over 1 plus tangent square theta is a very fishy thing. So I'm just going to write sine theta. So I'm going to write right hand side equals to sine theta tangent square theta over 1 plus tangent square theta. And if I am correct, 1 plus tangent square theta should be sec square theta. And I'm correct, 1 plus tangent is sec square theta. How does this help me? And I'll answer you quite a bit actually. Also, noting that there is very little marks on this, tangent square theta over sec square theta. Now, now we have to define them in terms of their relation to sine and cos. Tangent is sine square over cos square. Sec square is 1 over cos square. And when it's divide, what we get is sine theta, sine square theta over cos square theta times cos square theta. We get so cancel, and get sine cube theta. Hence solve the equation sine 3x tangent square 3x 1 plus tangent square 3x equals to 1 over 8. For range negative 180 to 180. Again, negative 180 to 180, right? But it's 3x. 3x is going to be 540 to negative 540. So the range is 540 plus 540. That's about 1080. So that is about 6 pi. We are looking at 540 minus negative 540 is about 1080. Divided by 360, that's about 3 periods. That means 6 possible answers. So we're going to do let theta equals to 3x. So what's going to happen here is we're going to get sine cube 3x equals to 1 over 8. So sine 3x equals to cube root 1 over 8. So sine 3x equals to 1 over 2. Uh-oh. Huh. Well. Look what we have here. 1 over 2. This is special angle. And I hope you remember your special angles. Sine inverse 1 over 2. Why? Because 2, 1, right? 1 over 2 means you're on this angle, meaning that you are going to be essentially 30 degrees. Alright, so let's calculate them up. So positive quadrants 1 and 2. So 3x equals to 30 and 180 minus 30. So it's going to be 30, 150. And we're going to do minus first. 30 minus 360 is negative 330. And negative 210. If we minus another 360, both of them will be negative 570 and negative 9690, so it's impossible. And then we're also going to take plus 360, which will be 390 and 510. So rearranging this is plus 360, this might, sorry, this is minus 360, this is plus 360. So arranging them in order 510, 390, 150, 30, negative 210, negative 330. Now x equals to 510 divided by 3, 390 divided by 3, 150 divided by 3, 30 divided by 3, negative 210 divided by 3, negative 330 divided by 3, giving me 170 degrees, 130 degrees, 50 degrees, 10 degrees, negative 70 degrees, negative 110 degrees. 6 answers. Scoring me 7 marks here, 10 marks just now, and now what we're left is with differentiation. Now, if you are looking at the clock, we are at about 1 hour. We're at about halfway point, so I'm gonna take a quick break over here because it's very important. Pace yourself, and I'm gonna move this up and see whether anyone's here. I'm sorry, I have not really been able to attend to you guys throughout the round, but hey, there are people here. So at this point, I hope that you guys are still are doing well, and I hope that that you're having a good day. Let's see. I see a few people in the chat. Can't really tell if welcome, welcome. Uh, let's see who are my viewers. If I can see who is viewing participants. Hmm. Now let's see if I can. So, hi guys. I hope you guys. Well, this is again if you are joining for first time for the stream, we're doing IGCSE at Maths Paper 2 for the March edition, which just dropped on Cambridge's main website. This is a blind run. I've not done this paper so far. I hope that, and overall, I'll say that it's a pretty slow paper. In other words, that overall the questions are meant to kind of slow people down, not let people actually build up. It's meant to be a bit more thoughtful paper. I'll say that if you wanted to actually be a bit more efficient with our time, we probably would have started from the back for this question. Or maybe do the first few questions and then go to the back, and that would have been pretty much better, to be very, very honest. So yeah. Also, I have my chat on normal latency, so I do not reply to you if I can't reply messages directly. Um, do just I do apologize. But if there's any questions on what I've been talking about, do let or if you do not understand anything, do just comment in the chat, and I'll try to answer you as soon as in between the breaks. So right now we've taken about a 3 minutes break. I'm gonna grab a bit more water, and hopefully we are and then get back to the grind. We are only three more questions to the end. And after we've ended, I'm just going to go through my entire thing one time, and then we'll look at the marking scheme together. What and for the marking scheme, what I'll do is I'll probably switch to my main computer. I'm currently doing this on my iPad, so I'll be saving it, putting it on the iPad on screen as well as the answer schemes, so that I can actually mark my paper together. Alright, so I've taken my break. It's time to get back to the games. It's back. Alright, now I'm gonna do. If you're going to look at these questions, right? Question 6 is probably the hardest of them all. I really don't really want to be tackling the hardest paper of them all in the first place. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna go for question 7. It's a little bit tougher, but it shouldn't. But we should still be alright. Find the least value is given that fx is 2e exponent x plus a for x more than 0, where a is an integer, so it's an exponential graph moved by a, and gx equals to x minus 1 for x more than 1, which makes sense because square roots cannot you cannot square root a negative number. So we're going to do gfx first. Gfx means that g with fx substituted in it. So that means fx minus 1, which means that what we're gonna get is 2ex plus a minus 1. So 2ex plus a minus 1. If we want, must always be more than 0. So for x more than 0, if we're saying for x more than 0, that means the minimum value of x is 1. So 1 minus 1 is going to be 0. X equals 0. 2e0 plus a minus 1 is more than 0. Therefore, 2e0 is 1 times 2 plus a minus 1 is more than 0. 2 minus 1, so a plus 1 is more than 0. So a must be more than negative 1. More than or equal to negative 1. That's the minimum value of a. In the case where a equals to 5, solve gfx equals to 3. Gfx equals to 3. Alright, so gfx is given as 2ex plus a minus 1 equals to 3. A is 5. So 5 minus 1, 2ex plus 5 minus 1. Square, I'm going to throw it over first to become square. So 2ex plus 4 equals to 9. 2ex equals to 9 minus 4. Ex equals to 5 divided by 2. E brought over becomes ln. x equals to ln 5 over 2. They want us to give it to correct to decimal places. Means we have to put it into decimals. We get 0.916. So square is brought over to become square. A equals to 5. 2ax plus 5 minus 1. This, and that should be correct. Solve the equation. So one answer. So what's the next question that we want to take? I would like to see g of x displacement. Displacement is also going to be ln. I don't. Oh, that could be a little bit harder. Now in this case, we're done with differentiation. It's the more complicated of them. So we're just gonna put our calculators here and make them work for us. Now this is quotient rule, u and v. So you must remember vu prime minus uv prime over v square. And my over v square. So u equals to ln 2x squared plus 1. U prime equals to 4x over 2x squared plus 1. V equals to x plus 2. V prime equals to 1. Oh, this means that this is just meant to scare us. Fair enough. So dy dx equals to, since v squared is 1, you can put 1 square for the sake of it, so that it looks nice. Then vu prime, so x plus 2 times 4x over 2x squared plus 1 minus uv prime minus ln 2x squared plus 1. This case, the 1 square, now you can just take it away. Leave it as 4x, x plus 2, 2x squared plus 1 minus ln 2x squared plus 1. And this would be more than sufficient. Now x equals to 2. Right? Now if you are smart, right now you're just key in the original equation, which is ln 2x. You press your differentiation on your calculator, and you're key in the formula the original formula, ln 2x squared plus 1 bracket divided by x plus 2. And now you put x equals to 2 into the equation itself. Just double check everything is correct. Press equals. Let your calculator run for a while. Usually takes a while. Giving you dy dx equals to 0.0849. I believe that's 3 decimals. Next, the difference in x is h. So delta y equals to 0.0849 times h, which is 0.0849 h. If y is decreasing at 0.4 units per second, in other words, now this is rate of change, dy dt equals to negative 0.4. Find the corresponding change in x when x equals to 2. So they want to find dx dt. Dx dt equals to dy dt times dx dy. Or in another sense, times when it flips is divided by dy dx. dy dt divided by dy dx. So negative 0.4 divided by 0.0849. dx dt equals to negative 4.7 1, 2 units per second. Okay, that leaves us one last question. So this is kinematics. If for year 10s, if you can remember your physics from last year, this is an application of physics in differentiate in calculus. So for the values of t for which in this question all lengths are in meters, time is in seconds, p moves in straight line such that t seconds after passing through a fixed point q, its displacement is given by s equals 5 ln 2t plus 1 minus 5t. Find the value of t for which p is instantaneously at rest. At rest means v equals to 0. V equals to 0. So first thing, from s to v, v equals to ds dt. So you're going to differentiate this equation. 5 ln 2t plus 1 equals to 5. 2t differentiated is 2. 2t plus 1 minus 5 equals to 10 2t plus 1 minus 5. V equals to 0. 10 over 2t plus 1 minus 5 equals to 0. Okay, Houston, we have a problem. Differentiate ds differential. No, we don't have a problem. Not yet. Then minus 5 2t plus 1 2t plus 1. I just realized I could have done this easier, but we're not going to talk about that. 2t plus 1 brought over equals to 10 minus 10t minus 5 equals to 0. 10 minus 5, 5 minus 10t equals to 0. 5 equals to 10t, t equals to 1 over 2, or 0.5 seconds. Find distance p travels between t equals to 0 and t equals to 2. So right now, t equals to 2, displacement is going to be 5 ln 2 times 5 minus plus 1 plus 5 times 2. This equals to 5 ln 11 plus 10. T equals to 0. S equals to 5 ln 2 times 0 plus 1 plus 5 times 0. Ln 2 times 1, 5. Ln 1. Ln 1 is 0, so equals to 0. So distance traveled, S equals to 5 ln 11 plus 10, or S equals to 21.989 meters. Find an expression for acceleration of 5 of p in terms of t. So v equals to 5 over equals to 10 2t plus 1. Acceleration is the differential of velocity. V is also 10 2t plus 1 to the power of negative 1. Therefore, acceleration equals to negative 10 times 2, 2t plus 1 to the power negative 2. This means that a equals to negative 20 over 2t plus 1 to the power square. And therefore, t equals to 4.5. A equals to negative 20. 2 times 4.5 plus 1 square. Negative 20. 9 plus 1/10 square over 100 equals negative 0.2 meter second negative 2. And now we're just gonna, I'm going to do a very quick. With that, we have completed every single question in the paper in just under 1 hour and 50 minutes, which was my time that I was hoping to hit. And I'm pretty happy with that. Now let's just very quickly go through each question by question. Question 1, 5, 12, 13. Now, when you're doing revision, when you're doing a quick recap of the question, it's very easy to think that okay, I'm definitely correct. I'm not a baboon, and I'm definitely not gonna make mistakes. But that's not very true. We make mistakes often, over and over again. So here it's always good to just underline the keywords. Radius 5 cm, center O, AB is tangent. AB is tangent, I've shown that's 90 degrees, radius is 5. OB is 13. This means that this is 8, and this is 5.88. Cos inverse, 90 degrees, adjacent, yeah, it's definitely adjacent. Here's 1.176. That's correct. Triangle, if you really are not sure, you can just do it. So 5 times 13 sine 1.176, 30 centimeters square. Okay. Also, it's important to check all your negatives and positive, making sure they multiply them. Now, I noticed a few students do leave out multiplying them, and I don't really like it because if you leave out multiplying them, it means you're going to carry them forward, and the more you carry them forward, the more you're likely to make a mistake. So always just double check. I mean, to be honest, this I could have done by calculator, and it should have taken me this long, but I was looking to be a bit more accurate, and it does help to be able to just do it. It feels very satisfying just to do it manually. But for safety's sake, I'm just gonna quickly do a quick calculation, and yeah, it's 343 over 54. Yep. Okay. Three sisters. 13579 applies to here. 246 applies to here. Here you have 02468. Since you already used 1 here, you have 0 plus the other 3. 3 of 246. 3 of 246 so you 4. Ah, Now x minus 3, 4.306 square alpha equals to e to the power of 5.85. That's 400, 2.705. Okay, yep. And yep, that's correct. Uh-oh. Yeah, I hope you are not being able to hear that. Uh, that is the sound of my parents returning. Okay. Then, so again, let's do this just in case. Okay. Oh wait. Huh. Something doesn't make sense. X must be more than 1. That means 2ex plus a must be more than 1. Ah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Everything is in range. Okay, it does slow. Okay, okay, okay. This looks correct, but the last step is always hardest. Oh, oh, oh dear me. Uh-oh. Oh dear me. Oh wait. Huh. Wait. Okay. Wait a minute. X equals to... Two zero five. Okay. Right. Scan my ad. Scan me whole well. Let me amend my writing. Okay. All right. So that should be correct. And now I'm just gonna save it, and I'm going to switch to my other source. We're gonna move this back up, and I'm gonna save this and bring it up on my iPad, on my computer. So I'm going to do done, and I'm gonna send this back to myself. Haha, I see Kaijun in the chat. Welcome, welcome. Somebody what has woke up, huh? Inter Bad kid, no lah. Hardworking student. Mm, question two. Now I'm also going to play just a bit of music because it will take me still some time to quickly upload this. So just gonna get some music in and play a little bit of music over here. Oh my god, someone's talking about breakfast in the morning. Somebody help me. Help this man. I mean, playing lo-fi music probably doesn't help, right? Ooh, I am probably lagging. 8. Thank you. But this is just copyright free music. So just to make sure I don't get copyright struck, strike. My chat. Okay. Oh dear God. Okay, I'm a bit laggy. Well, I'm definitely lagging a lot. I'm gonna switch off my zoom though, and so that my zoom doesn't kill me. Stop share. So yeah, well, I'm getting my, well, I'm downloading my. Oh, it's downloaded, and well, I'm getting my marking scheme and question paper up to for review. How are you guys? I hope you guys are not. If you guys, I hope you guys are not just waking up. But honestly, for fun, right? What could you guys just post out what time you guys what time you guys woke up this morning, right? Let's just see how hardworking or how chill you guys are with the exams looming. Unless you're year 11 and you don't have exams, which in that case, good for you, right? But you guys have prelims coming up in 2 months time, so I don't really envy you guys. Alright, I can just close this. Yeah, you guys have for year 10s, I think you guys have another differentiation part, so we'll just check it. I can't really tell if there's any year 11s in the chat. If there are no year 11s, I might just talk a little bit, just mainly on the. I'll just focus a little bit more on the. What's that? On the non-differential calculus questions, right? Alright, so we are back on. I'm just going to lower down the desktop to kinda to just about background noise. Not sure whether it's helpful, but let's see how it goes. So we're going to look at my paper, and we're also going to look at my answers. Now we're going to look at the marking scheme and just go through it. So first question, circular measure question. And you can see over here there is actually like annotations on how we should actually mark. I'll try to follow it as best as I can, but and but excuse me. So we're going to try and mark my own paper, and I'm hoping I get 80 over 80, just because I felt that I was a bit more careful this time. But there's no guarantee that I did I did not make any mistakes. So we're going to go method. So again, we're going to look. There's method marks awarded for correct method. So this is working. There's accuracy mark, which depends on methods. If you want accuracy marks, you must get the method marks. And finally is B marks, which is correct result or statement, independent of method marks. So let's start off with the first question. And you can see that is first off the bat, art cost doing cost inverse 5/13 gives you the first mark, then 1 mark, and 1.18 as well. So in this case, if we look at above here, over candidate is assigned with. So 1.18 is up to 3 decimal places, but again, this we can go to a bit more accurate one. 1.176 is just as good. So this gives me my marks over here. It gives me M1 over. Wait for my to work, and this gives me M1 and over here. And how I will actually write it out is I'll write beside it M1 and A1. I'm going to use just rate to mark, just is easier. Now next one, for next part of the piece of the puzzle, you're going to 25.9. If you get final answer being 25.9, 25.8 is good enough. This gives me 3. Allows me to pick up all 3 marks from this. The M1 marks will be at AB equals 12 and art length times. So the other 2 marks that you get is going to be from 2 working marks. It's going to come from showing that it's 12 and it's 5.8, 5 times 1.76. Finally, 15.3 also gives me the final mark. Area is 15.3. The method marks are area of triangle and area of sector. So far I am 8 out of I'm 8 for 8, which is definitely great. Next, differentiation, I'm just going to quickly mark it through. So dy dx equals to this, which I did get over about here. This gives me 2 marks. And dy dx equals 0, x equals 2, and x equals 1 over 3, no further working. So this would have given me 2 marks and 2 marks over here. And then next graph, obviously should lose the graph marks on curve graph, but I'm gonna state that if this was a normal graph, I was doing on a normal piece of paper, I'll definitely get it. And here you can see that it's just done for correct intercepts, -2 and 1.5. The 2x intercepts, correct shape, maximum in the first quadrant, continuing to the fourth quadrant. I don't like the terms first quadrant and fourth quadrant. Maximum should be over here, and then minimum should be on the tangent, and B146. So 1 mark for intercepts, 1 mark for the y-intercept, 1 mark for x-intercept, 1 mark for shape and of the graph. And so this gives me again the 3 marks that I needed. So I'm just going to take it at the 3 just to make it easy. has 3 real and distinct roots, gives me 343 over 54, and 0 to k. K is between 343 over 54 and 0. So let's just quickly run. And so far, so far, so good. Next, this I hope I'm not in mistakes. Let's just see. You get 6x6 over 5. Oh, that also works. But I will say that this is an equivalent. You get 4 over 393 over 2, 1.62, and then 1.97. So you get to this point, you get to this point, you get to this point. This should give, believe these are M1, M1, and A2. M1, M1, and A2, yeah. So 3003. Next question, question 4. 3003, very easy question. 79266, correct? 858 and 6880. Yep, 792, 66, and 858 gives me the 3 marks. This is a triple B, so they do not need working. So these do not need working marks. As long as you add them together, you get 858. You're correct. The last one is 6880. You can either do it with 13579, 2468, which is the same way I was thinking. Or you can start with end with 0, B1 for ending with 0, or end with 2468. So either you do with starting, or you do with ending. Either way, if you did the lock in methods that we did in our classes, you should be good. So here's B1, 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 giving you 3 marks. Finally, exponents. What? EY mx plus c seen or okay, so here is the first big turn. Okay, 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 yeah, okay. I see the error. So EY equals 3x. Unlucky. This represented e to the power of y, and this represent no wait. Uh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. So this represented x squared, and this represents e to the power of y. Yeah, and this is definitely a careless mistake on my own end that will probably cost me the entire question paper. Let's just check. Yeah, those are B's. Their marks B1 critical values. Yeah, that only gives me 2 marks from this question. Yeah, doesn't feel great to do this. But I can type out the answer over here. How this is gonna work is actually very simple. This was not such a hard question. Where is negative 3? 4.30 plus C. And okay, I would probably make this mistake either way. So 5.8 equals to negative 12.90 plus C. C equals to 5.85 plus 12.90. I am a bit salty that I got this question wrong, but it's life. That happens. So you get the same point. E to the power y equals to negative 3x squared plus 18.75. So y equals to ln negative 3x squared plus 18.75. Unlucky. So this is going to just give me 1b1 over here. And this also just going to give me 1b1 because I carried it over. So if the correct answer would be here, this would be negative 3x squared. I'm going to write it a little bit bottom here. Negative 3x squared plus 18.75 equals to 0. It's less than 0. So 3x squared actually is more than 0, right? It's more than 0. It must be more than 0. So 3x squared is going to be less than 18.75. 75. X squared is going to be less than 6.90. 2, 5. X is going to be less. So x equals to 2.5 and negative 2.5. Therefore, giving you negative 2.5 is less than x, less than 2.5. Okay, I have not done these questions in a while, and that is definitely a wake-up call. So yeah, lost marks of here. This means at least 3 and 2. That puts me on 5 marks lost. Okay. Okay. Oh dear God. Remind yourself that overconfidence is a sore insidious killer. V square. V square. This is supposed to be V square. And uh and well, that's another unfortunate loss. But I think I do score a few marks here. I think I take 2 still. B1 for 4x over 2x squared. Attempt at differentiation. A1 for all terms apart. Correct. Okay, so I still take 2 marks because this is a B1 mark and attempting to differentiate a quotient. So this should give me B1 M1. Give me 2 marks over here. The annoying part is that I wouldn't have realized because I did this by calculator and I wouldn't have seen it. But because I did this with calculator, these 2 marks are given to me. They are B1 and M1A1, so 0.0849. So negative 0.4 dy dx divided by dy dx equals 2, giving me 0.0849. Now, I was kind of where I take 0.0849 from here and then accept AWRT. Accept, let's see, AWRT, I forget the symbol. Answer switch round to, yeah. Answer switch round to negative 4.71. And I think my answer does round to negative 4.71. A is, alright, next question. A equals to negative 1. Least value. This is least value, right? So I still score my B1, but I do not take my. I said A is less than negative 1. They say the least value of A. Uh, Not great. So this is B1 only. And then g of x equals to 3, 2ex minus 1 equals 3 m1. Okay, so 2ex, this gives me the 3 marks. Then this is proven, I believe, showing that's numerator or denominator. So show this and this gives me 2 marks as well. Differentiating the tangent square and sec square to sine and cos gives you your first B1 and then your final one as your last question as your final B1. Sines over sine squared theta equals to. Yep. This gives you B1 and this also gives you B1. Next is sine 3x equals 1 over 3, 3x equals 30, and yeah. So sine 3x is 1 over 2 equals to 30. Oh wait, this deletes and gives me, and I get this 3. So marks for B1, M1, and 3. Okay. So this is B1, this is M1, this is A3. By the way, as possible, try not to write in within the outer lines. It can cost you marks. Okay, V equals to 2. Excuse me. We return 2t plus 1 over 5. This is differentiation. Suffice to say, let's just check it. This and this. Give me 4 marks. This gives me... Am I dumb? Huh? Okay, wait a minute. G... This is B1 for getting it 0, which is I think more of a given. But oh, this annoys me greatly. I should have put 2 here. Oh, that's unlucky. Oh, that's really, really terrible. This should be 5 lone, 5. And this should be 2. Oh, yeah. Not great. 5 lone, this should be 5 lone 2 plus 4. Not great. That means this gives me, I'm not sure, I think this is only B1. FTM1, I think. I think I only get 1 mark here. Acceleration should not be wrong. Negative 0.2, yeah. Negative 20 and... Okay, last one. Okay, now the main things, right? This is binomials. A power 4 minus, so for expanding this, you get 3 marks, and for expanding second one, you get 2 marks. So expanding these two, you literally get 3 marks, B3, and and B2, which is 5 marks straight off the bat. Then you get B1 here, you get an M1 A1 here, and you get an M1 A1 here. And you score 10 marks very comfortably over here. Tangent y1 plus 5 equals to 1 over 3. This is 1 mark, B1. And then 1.96 to 1.96 to 5.10 to 5.11. Okay. Uh, yeah. So, and this gives me the 4 marks. So, quick total tally of marks from top right. Here is 8, 12, 15, 17, 21, 22, 25, 28, 29, 29, 30, 32, 34, 37, 38, 41, 43, 48, 52, 52, 54, 56, 57, 67, 71. So giving me with a total score of 71 out of 80. Or roughly about, I'll say 89.99. Let's just put the calculator. 88.75. Or in this case, 89%. Right. Alright, thoughts on the paper, right? Uh, Definitely did not go my way. I'll say that when we were looking at this paper, it's definitely not as wasn't as hard as easy as I expected. And I still made careless mistakes with my exponential, and we also and then also differentiation. I was also made a few more mistakes. Haha, right? I mean, and yeah, I mean, you should always look to improve, right? No star, but I think with the graph, with the grade thresholds, you're nearly guaranteed to get stars, to get A star. I scored 75 in my other paper, and if I were to check the grade thresholds, I'm just gonna pull the thresholds up real quick, like real quick. Just gonna go and see it. So component 1, 2, yeah, I would have um A star would require a total of 139, and I had 71 in my first paper, I 75 in paper 1, 71 in paper 2. That would give me like 146, which gives me the A star, but I'll only be like over 7 over, which is not great. So yeah, these things happen. It means that I also need to be a bit more aware of my DYDX mistakes and to avoid this kind of errors. So yeah, and that's all that I've and that's all for MS paper 2 for the March editions. So thank for those were here from the start or maybe came in near the start. Thank you for staying. For those who are still here and who have stayed on to the end, thank you for being here. Um and continuing this. This is probably one of the things I want to try out, especially with my own students. Uh, there will be the live stream video, and you guys can actually go and find it and find and actually check it out. So you can always replay it and watch it. Pang Kaijun, please, one more, please. I don't think with me making so many mistakes on my differentiation, I'm most likely gonna die over here. So have a good rest of your day. Thank you guys for watching, and if you like this style of content, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. I really hope to again improve the standards of MS in students worldwide, and especially starting off with my school, right? And yeah, will I send this to you guys together with the answer? If you guys really want it, I'll send it to you guys by to my class, year 10 class by via class dojo. So do check your class dojo after this. All right, and share to your family. I don't think they want. Most people get headaches, but I think that MS is a very interesting subject. It reminds us that mistakes can be made anywhere, and it keeps you pushing forward. It's a very good for me. I take it a lot. It helps me to always remember that problem solving needs a lot of things. So yeah, have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys next time, which might be and which will most likely be another paper or might be one of your test papers. Will depends. Alright, goodbye.